Welcome to Still Talking Uncut. I'm your host, Big Easy, back from hanging out with Uncle Drunkle on Wednesday night. That was a good time. Uh, we got our special guest the night, Mr. Matt Cunningham from Rustic Brew Farms in Marysville, Ohio. We got us another Ohio place, man. There's a lot of good stuff around here. We're fortunate. We're fortunate enough to have, farms, and he's also got a real nice distillery out there, Rustic Farm Distillery. So we're honored to have you here, and we're glad to have you here, Mr. Matt.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
I ain't introducing nobody else tonight, y'all pieces of shit. We appreciate y'all joining us. And, we always start the show out with the norms. What you drinking on tonight, Mr. Cunningham?
Ooh. Tonight, all right, I just cracked open a bottle of our American single malt. It's not available yet, but I may end up drinking it all before it is, but it's with 100% of our malted barley. So that's what I made there. I proved it down to about 94, but it's tasting pretty good right now. So,
and that's when it's in trouble.
That's right.
Trouble. Especially when it hits that sweet spot, you're like, oh yeah, that's it right there.
That's it. Yep.
I got to work tomorrow, and it's hot as balls where I work. So I'm going to hydrate. So
you don't even do anything.
I got to work tomorrow, and it's hot as balls where I work, but I'm not pussy like Uncle Joey. I'm sipping on some banana brandy tonight.
Well,
there we go. I had to call him out.
A little sour mash
everywhere.
yeah. A little sour mash, just a little aged sour mash.
Oh, this one's peach. That's Sean's favorite. Yep,
Sean, what you got?
Well, Sean's hydrating.
I got the jar I do there, man.
Oh, there you go. Some honey liquor.
All right.
Some of honey liquor. Yeah. That Philbilly. It's good stuff, man.
Yeah,
it is. That's real good stuff.
If you ever get some time, Matt, jump on YouTube and hop on and look at some of Philbilly's videos if you haven't.
I've seen a couple of those. Yeah.
There you go.
He's in Marysville, Ohio.
Yep,
Marysville.
Gray.
He's right up in Marysville, Ohio. He's about an hour from me, an hour from where I'm at. So
we're just north of Marysville.
Yeah, so he's about 2 hours from me, I'd say.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Right here in Ohio. So,
Matt, what you got down there?
Same stuff that big guy beside you is drinking.
Nice.
Some of that peach brandy.
Everybody got a little brandy. I got brandy right here too. Sean's peach brandy.
You still holding that bottle hostage, aren't you?
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you can have it. I don't know if I call it. Oh, you got Sean's peach schnapps? That's what you got?
No, I got that.
Okay.
That.
It's frozen in the freezer.
That's how it should be.
Right.
All right, we're done bullshitting. Matt, why don't you go ahead and
tell us about yourself.
Yeah, you're here for a reason. Tell us about yourself, man. Tell us how you got started. You'll say, tell us about your heritage in farming. If you'd like to start there, I'd love to hear about that, and then we'll get on to the distillery later.
Oh yeah, so that's where I'm coming at this from, 100% from the farm side. So I'm a fourth generation farmer. All right here in Marysville. I need to apply for the Century Farm. I think we qualify for that. It's been 4 generations right here on the same land. So I come at it from the grain side. We don't have any livestock. We're just grain, primarily corn and soybeans, like about everybody else. But we grow a little bit of wheat too.
Mind me interjecting. What types of corn? Is it just a basic feed corn, a sweet corn? Is it like heritage grains?
Our market right now is ethanol. On the big commodity side, we grow about 600 acres of corn a year, so it's all commodity. So it's just your regular number 2 yellow dent,
Nice.
Which can be good. But I started growing some non-GMO as well. It's that same yellow dent.
All we care about is it'll make liquor. So
it will. It definitely will. But I started. I don't know. It's feeling a little bit like it's getting too commoditized. Like it's getting like Walmart commodity farming. I mean, where you have to have just massive acres to be able to turn a profit. It's getting tight. So it's all about the quantity, not so much the quality. And I wanted to kind of diversify a little bit and get into something more specialty. Kind of trying to do more with less. It's like what my grandpa always said, do more with less.
Right.
So I started looking into other things. I actually started in hops. So I started growing just about a quarter acre of hops. And in talking to a brewer trying to sell hops, they said, "You're a grain farmer, right?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And they said, "Why don't you grow barley? We use a lot more of that than hops." So I said, "Okay, let's do it." So like an idiot, I thought you could grow just a special kind of barley and sell that straight to brewers and distillers. I didn't know about this whole malting process.
Right.
So that one was too late. I already had some in the ground. I figured out you had to malt it. So went to a few classes in Canada and Massachusetts and Montana to learn how to malt, and kind of built a small scale malting system on my own a little bit. It wasn't very good, but it got the job done enough to make some beer.
Yeah. All it matters. It gets the job done. Like we're about it gets the job done, you know.
But I had to load it with 5-gallon buckets. You got to stir it twice a day when it's growing. So I did that with an electric post hole digger and had to empty the drum after killing with the shop vac and empty that out about 100 times. And I didn't realize it, but I looked back during my notes, and after the first batch, you turn the page and there's a design for a new drum. So apparently I said after one batch, I'm not doing this anymore. So,
you learned a lot, you know. You learned a lot.
Yeah.
So about 18 months later, we had a local fabricator here make us a malting drum, and now we got 2 of those. So we're running those now, and it's been good. The malt has been good. It didn't start that way, but it's up against commercial malt now, and it's a lot fresher than commercial malt. So we got a good base customers, and they're using it all the time now. So then from there, we expanded a little bit into bought a stone flour mill, actually right before COVID, and didn't have it hooked up yet for bakers mostly to grind our wheat into flour. And then during COVID, I went to the store to get some flour, and there wasn't any. So I thought, wait a minute, I got a bin full of wheat, a stone mill, I got to get this rolling. So I went home and wired it up and started running there, selling to a few bakeries, but mostly distillers. So we're grinding a lot of corn and wheat and rye. Rye's really ticking up here lately. And then, of course, some of our malted barley. And then,
what type of rye are you doing?
Right now, it's just a cereal rye, which is basically like your cover crop seed that I've taken. Okay. People are looking at me like a fool, like, wait, you're fertilizing your cover crop? What are you doing that for? You're supposed to kill it, you know? But I said, no, I'm harvesting it, you know? So
you make money off of it. I mean,
yeah. But I think I'm going to switch over now that we're getting serious about growing rye. That's definitely a new grain on our farm. I think I'm going to do this KWS hybrid rye. Supposed to be bred specifically for distilling, so that should be pretty good and yield a lot better too. So anyway, I ended up selling to several distillers who were using 100% of our grain to make some really good whiskey, bourbon. So I thought, well, maybe we could do this. So bought a still and went through 18 months of paperwork and got it rolling. So now we're actually legal using our own grain to make bourbon, single malt whiskey, vodka, and moonshine. So that's kind of where we're at now, trying to branch out a little bit more.
Yeah, we're coming up to see you.
Yeah.
we got things we want you to try as home distillers.
Yes.
You know, like, hey,
all
man,
right.
I want you to try this. You know, this is what I do. And
so I built a new barn. I was running out of space, so I built a new barn behind my house in the middle of the field, and it's a bigger barn. But I put it in the middle of the field just so I could illustrate. So I got corn growing on one side. This fall, I'm going to plant barley and rye and wheat on the other side. So if you come out, it's sort of the whole visual. Like right there, it's growing, comes right in here, gets malted.
How cool is it? Farm to bottle, you know, farm
to
bottle.
Yeah,
farm right next door to bottle. And so we'll get to inviting you to a great thing a little while waits from us later. But you keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
We're kind of still in that transition now, trying to get everything moved up to the new barn. We got the still and the mill and the malting or the bagging equipment up there, but the malting drums are still down at the other building. So we're in that weird transition now. Still operational, but it's hard to move everything up to a new place and keep operations going, you know. So I got to find a time to shut down for a while and get everything moved. But it'll all be under one roof, you know, and then the grain's growing right outside the window. So it'll be pretty cool once we get there.
Oh, the whole idea of basically farm to bottle is absolutely awesome. And
Right
the
there,
idea
you go out
that we've got it
see.
right here in our area is just really cool,
Yeah.
man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's what, there's a lot of good farmers growing really quality grains that just get lumped in with everything else on the commodity market. So I'm thinking, we got to show how good these are and do something else with them. So
Well,
it's a good way to.
I'm pretty
that.
sure. Doesn't Indian Creek out in New Carlisle don't they get some grains from you or whatever they get
Yeah.
from you?
Yep.
So right there's some locally sourced. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So that's been good. We're still trying to operate both ends, supply other distillers and do some of our own too. So we're keeping it rolling.
So what was the first spirit that you made that you decided you were going to make up on your farm there? What was it? The vodka?
No, it was a single malt.
Really?
Yeah, I fell in love with malting at the beginning, and I still am. It's something about in the middle of winter, seeing something come to life, the grains grow and give off heat and change and give off that cucumber smell, which is the green malt, right in the dead of winter. I don't know. It's great. I fell in love with that. And just seeing how like the littlest changes in temperature and humidity can affect the malt. That's been a really good adventure. So I wanted to take that the next step and try to express that in single malt using 100% of our own malted barley. So that's what we started with, was a single malt. And then slowly realized, I won't be able to sell anything for, 3 to 5 years. So we better start making some clear stuff we can get out the door now. So then we went to vodka, which was from our wheat. So that's kind of how it started.
And what kind of wheat is that?
That's wheat vodka.
Soft red winter wheat.
Nice.
Winter wheat.
Yeah,
Yep.
soft red.
So
I like
makes
it
it
red.
great. So we grind it. We make our own flour. We sell a little bit of that flour. It's great for cookies and pizza dough. My wife makes sugar cookies with our flour and also pizza dough. So we're trying to do the whole thing there.
But it worked for paste too.
For what?
For paste, pasting stills. Isn't that right, Matt?
All right.
LeMaster.
Got a smart ass in every group.
So Matt has a museum. Never mind. That's a whole nother.
All right. All right.
Y'all quit getting him off topic.
Sorry.
No, I'm good.
So your vodka. So you started with the vodka.
Yeah.
You started with the single malt, then you went into the vodka.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to try to get something out quicker.
Right.
So that we started as 100% of our own wheat. But the price, we only have a little 100-gallon still. So the price point had to be so high to make it worth it. Now we did end up buying some GNS and blending it with ours just to get the price down. And we just came out with new bottles. Kind of plug it, right? Those just came out.
Hell yeah.
Those just came out this week.
Nice.
And the price is down. We were able to get it down to about $14.
I seen that in the post that you had.
Yeah. Yeah. They start picking it up here in local bars, which has been awesome. So to see it on the shelves there. So, but it does still have some of our wheat in it, some of our estate vodka. So we're blending it with that, but still pretty smooth. We get it up to 190 and then proof it down to 80. So it's more than half water, but it's pretty good.
I mean, nobody, very few people want 120.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just Uncle Joey.
Well, it's usually an old feller, and the world has burnt his soul, and he's like, I need to feel it, man. Give me that 120. It's how I get through the day.
Sometimes that's what it takes. Yep.
Yeah, if you knew what I had to go home through, you'd be drinking 150. So just gotta get on. I gotta go. So I get it, man. But yeah, it's gotta be palatable.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Not many people drink vodka straight. Some people
Right.
like a sip, but a good, but you still need a good vodka in a drink to hold up. You still need a good flavor in your vodka. So that's awesome that you're putting out, a good product that's, holds up, that bars are picking it up, because that's the biggest thing. If a bar picks it up, that means they're probably making a lot of mixed drinks with it.
Yeah. And it does give a little bit, I think the wheat gives it a little bit of that sweetness too. We do charcoal filter it to take it out, but there's still a hint of that sweetness left over. So that comes through a little bit, but yeah, in the end, it's vodka, but we do want to make a good product anyway for mixing or even straight. So that's really the only thing we got in stores right now. I guess we're putting out our blended whiskey. Hopefully by October 1st, we're calling it Rented Acres whiskey. So, of course, being a farmer, I wanted to stick to 100% our estate stuff, but I soon realized that's going to be 5 to 7 years with zero income. So I bought some source barrels, some 3 bourbon barrels that we're going to blend together, and also add some of our single malt with it. We did a lot of taste tests, and it really adds something. The single malt does, even at a small percentage. So that's what kind of where that came from. I'm thinking about, all right, I got a brand that's different. Just like on the farm, you want to only farm what you own, but you can't really pay the bills with that. So you have to go rent some additional acres.
Yeah,
so
for
I'm thinking,
sure.
we're going to call that. There we go. It's rented. It's like the Rented Acres. So it's Rented Acres
That's
whiskey.
awesome.
You almost have to when you open a distillery. You have if you're going to sell bourbon, what are you going to do? Like, you ain't got no choice but to source some barrels, blend it up yourself, make you a nice blend while your stuff ages, and then once you're there and you get to the point where you're able to start pulling barrels, well, now I don't need this anymore. I'm established, and Ohio ain't easy on you. So, I've had many people like, hey, man, why don't you and all your friends open a distillery? And I'm like, because we live in Ohio. If we lived in any other if we lived in Kentucky, West Virginia, even Indiana, we would probably have a distillery rolling right now. Big collab with like 4 or 5 established shiners. We'd have something big rolling. But Ohio's it's too much, and it ain't worth it. So
a lot of red tape.
I see a comment down there from Austin. He was integral in coming up with our blend. So he was there. Appreciate that, Austin.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Austin. I'm sure we'll meet in person.
So that's your long term then, is eventually you'll be able to just put out your own, or will you still continue to blend a little bit, or
it's one of the things, if by accident we created a really good whiskey that people like, we may continue that down the road. And
keep it up.
If it's making money, don't pull it. If it's making money,
I don't want to say they're stuck with that because it's a great product, but they're going to keep that going.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I kind of feel like that the whole single barrel thing. Everybody loves a good single barrel. So if you get a couple good single barrels that stand well on their own, it might be worth to pump a couple of them out just on their own. And use some of the others for blending. But it sounds like you've got a variety of things that you have in front of you, and where you take it is going to be interesting to see. You said 18 months. Have you been? What's the longest barrel? The oldest liquor you have in a barrel right now? Is it 18 months or less than that?
The single malt we aged in smaller barrels, the 5-gallon barrels, and that was pretty much finished in 18 months. So in those, that's the equivalent of 3 years. And single malt goes a little bit quicker than bourbon because it's just barley. So that was done. Called it done. So we took that off the wood, improved it down to about 94, 95. We had it down to 80, but there just wasn't that bite. It was smooth, but almost too smooth. You wanted a little bit of, something else there. So we bumped it back up to 94, and that settled out pretty good.
What did it come out of the barrel at? Sorry.
Oh, about 118 is where we had that. Entry proof. So exit was probably 120, somewhere in there.
Nice.
There were several barrels, the small ones that we had. So
So
we have a batch ready to go, but waiting on the state.
That was 100% barley.
Yeah, we grew it, malted it, everything.
How was that clear? Like right off the still? I've never tasted a single malt. Just I
got some
white dog.
If you want to taste some. So, it was good.
Yes,
of course, we distilled it about 160, I believe. Because
everybody call off tomorrow and meet here at 11. We'll see y'all about 11. Don't be coming too early. I won't answer the door.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to go for a ride. Meet at Sean's. He's closer. We meet at Sean's and roll.
There you go. Yeah, we're only about half hour from Urbana, so that's not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it had some sweetness.
We will definitely have to catch you like maybe on a Saturday and playing up just to come up and hang out for a couple hours.
Sounds good.
What time are you open till on Saturday?
We're not open at all.
No, he's not open at all yet.
So okay. It's just a big tease right now. Now we're
get open.
So we're outside the city limits, so it reverts to township status, and we're actually a dry township. So currently, I only have an A3 permit. I might be the only A3 in the state, which means I can manufacture, but I can't sell. I can only sell to the state of Ohio, which is in liquor stores. So so our little no-name brand up on the shelf with 1,000 others, that's a tough sell. So
it's really funny.
But you know what, though, man? A lot of people are into that small brand Ohio local. So I mean, you're getting some sales just based on that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they're definitely small. Yep. But yeah, that's what we're hopefully going on the ballot in November to get that exempt. If we get that passed, then I will get the A3A and be able to do tours and tastings and sell a bottle shop out of our distillery here on the farm. So we're really hoping that goes through.
What would be the closest place to us that we would be able to find a bottle, like as far as liquor stores or Kroger's or?
Yeah, so we're in Kroger and Marysville and Bodega. Those two in Marysville. We're also in Bell Fountain, Kroger.
There we go.
But again, it's only our vodka at the moment. We're hoping for October 1st to do the Rennet Acres blended whiskey. So that hopefully be out October 1st. But currently, it's only the vodka that's out now. So
nice. Uncle Joey says he's going to get me a bottle for my birthday party.
I sure will.
That's what I heard.
Hell, we're going to Bell Fountain. Let's go get a pizza and a bottle.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 600. Yeah.
So did you guys say we was going to Bell Fountain Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish.
Since we're having a pizza party at Uncle Joey's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Doesn't sound like Matt's allowed to go.
That's because Shelly found out Winona was going to be there.
I got a wedding to go to.
Hold on, wait. Is it your third or fourth?
Eighth.
It ain't mine.
Anyways,
it's my son. So
I got a question. I got a question on the single malt. How is that the mashing process for a single malt? Is that similar, different? Yeast, any similar, different? Is it kind of the same thing as doing like a grain?
It's a lot simpler
because you only got.
Yeah, but it's so much simpler because you only got one grain. So we mash in at the mash temperature for barley, which about I think we're 140 somewhere in there, 145. And then we take it up to about 190 to pasteurize it so it doesn't get killed everything on there, and then that's it. Transfer the fermenter, cool it down, and pitch the whiskey yeast on there.
So it uses its own diastatic power to convert its own starches.
It's 100% malt, so we don't need any enzymes. Yeah,
and you're using 2-row, correct?
Yeah.
On that?
Yeah.
Nice. Yep. What kind of gravity do you get out of that, and how many pounds per do you have to use?
Lately. I have to look on my notes, but
my bad on all the technical questions.
No, you're good.
I'm intrigued. I haven't
can't ask trade secrets.
Hey,
it's not great, but one point,
I can hop on Gemini. He'll tell me, but I want to hear the man tell me. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear him tell me. About is it a shit ton? Is it like corn? It's 3 pounds, and if you want to go all grain, we haven't had anybody on here talking about doing single malt. So I got questions, Matt.
Especially using 2-row,
right,
for liquor. Right. That's really unique, in my opinion.
Yes. I got questions. Because 2-row's got less diastatic power than 6-row and all that. I'm intrigued.
140 diastatic power, and the alpha enzymes are about 55 to 60, so it's pretty strong. It'll definitely self-convert. You can convert some adjuncts. We have some brewers using for like a cream ale or a Mexican lager with some corn, and it'll convert that at a small amount. Now, if you go 50-50, it probably won't, convert 50% adjunct, but yeah, it'll definitely self-convert itself.
Nice.
I forget here, but I think it's like 1.08. So
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah. It'll make the 10% beer. So it it does all right.
And you said you could run 100 gallons still?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is that electric, or is it like a Bain Marie, or?
Yeah, it's electric. It's from Affordable Distilling out in Missouri, I think they are. Yeah, it's been pretty good. It's an oil bath, so there's no open flame. So
Nice jacket.
we got, the mill running and dust everywhere.
Yeah,
The
and
mold
so
Right.
you're running on the grain, I would imagine,
Yeah.
with the jacket. Nice,
Yeah.
more flavor.
Yeah.
It's so much more flavor. Like
I'm using one vessel as a mash tun too. The same, just one vessel. So
Yep.
it's got the agitator directly in the center, so it's really good agitation. There's no scorching or
Nice.
anything like that. So I've been pretty happy with it.
So do you run, say, once a week, or is it just kind of whenever you need to?
Our efficiency is terrible, so I need to be running every day with that size still. But yeah, probably once a week doing something.
Nice.
But we're trying to malt. I only got one guy working for me right now, so it's we're trying to get all the malt orders out, flour orders
John's
out.
looking for a job.
Right. You want an internship, an unpaid internship?
Oh,
Shit, that sounds like what just a lonely stillhand does. Unpaid internship
Yeah.
all the damn time around here.
Just a lonely still hand.
I'm in. Oh, hell.
We need to talk about his work ethics first.
Yeah.
The three who to hire.
Sean may end up with a little free time on his hands, so don't be surprised if you don't see him up there kicking around, just
All right.
seeing what you're doing. Yeah.
All right.
Man.
Don't expect to put him to work though. He's more just to kick shit around.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
Noted. All right, I got it. No, you're good. You guys are welcome anytime, really. But
Yeah, we'll
so we
definitely have
say
to make it
prepare
up
to
there
be
one day.
prepare to be underwhelmed.
Nah, the whole idea that you're the farmer and you're grinding it and that'll be awesome to us, man. To me, that's what it's all about. The whole self-producing. You do it all right there.
Yeah. And that really does ring true to me. That's what I want to stay with. And, I thought about branching out and going, custom distilling somewhere else to ramp up production, but I'm like, nah, it's, I want to keep it kind of real, right here.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
So have you ever grown or thought about growing much of the like the blue or some of the clarage?
Yes. And I will. It's tough because, when we get that small planting window in the spring, I mean, it's tough to get our normal acres planted, 600 acres, and we do about 1,300 acres of soybeans too. So, and that window, I swear, is getting smaller and smaller every year. So we're balls of the wall when we get that chance, and we're going. And I will, but it's almost like a completely different crop. You got to fertilize it different, spray it different, clean all the planters out. And in the fall, you got to harvest it different and keep it all separate.
It's
So yes,
different. Like
all that
everything's different about it. It's and
Yeah.
it shows in the grain itself. You're like, oh wow. It's definitely it takes some love. You got to put some love into it to get it right. Just like
I
anything
almost
else.
want to turn this into almost like an agriculture education center, to where we can have, blue corn right here, Jimmy Red right here, some white corn over here, your regular yellow dent right here. Here's 3 different kinds of wheat we're growing back here, just to see all the differences. And that kind of stuff gets me going. I guess I'm a farm nerd, but I really enjoy that kind of stuff.
Do you know our friend Vaughn Davis?
I don't believe so, huh?
Man, you and him would get along great because I feel like he is also a farm nerd. He is.
All right.
He's up from Rockford, Ohio.
Yeah, he grows a lot of popcorn and heritage grains, and he does rye and wheat, and he doesn't do 6 row.
On the other side, on the right. On the flip side, with our stone mill, I kind of enjoy that too. And our wheat's a soft red winter wheat, so it's a low protein, good for vodka, good for pastries and cookies. But we tried to make bread with it, and it's just really dense, really flavorful, but kind of dense. You need that higher protein to rise and make a really fluffy bread. So I'm looking at some heritage wheat varieties too that are hard winter wheat, which is a lot higher in protein. So we're going to try some of that too for the baking side.
So I heard you say you were 4th generation farmer, correct?
That's right. Yep. That I know of, maybe 5th, but definitely 4th for sure.
So have any of those farmers been shining world at all? Were any of those guys shiners at all? And anybody dabble in it? Or are you kind of the first one to show interest in the distillation side of it?
As far as I know, I'm the first. I've never come across any stories about that, but you know how it was 50, 80 years ago. I mean,
yeah, it may just.
I guess we're all serial entrepreneurs. So whatever made money, we would do, and that probably made some money. So I'm not ruling it out. Let's just say that.
So what got you into distilling?
Pretty much talking to the other distillers in Ohio. Like I said, selling malt to them and flour, all the different kinds of flour. I just got interested in like, what do you need this for? What are you using this for? Okay, how do you do this? What are you doing there? And just the more I talk to them, the more, how it is. You open the book and you can't.
Oh, it's a rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole, yeah.
Dude, and it's a never ending. It's a bottomless pit,
everything you learn opens up 10 more questions, and each one of those opens up another 10 questions. So
it snowballs really fast, and then all of a sudden you're like, dude, I got to back off. And how can I make this simple? How can I simplify all this? Because
when you're selling all that, you're selling all this stuff to all these distilleries. You're like, well, wait, they're using this and this. Well, I've got this. Well, hell, I can do that. So it was probably like, well, shit, let's try it. So
exactly.
So that's awesome that you were able to say, fuck it, let's do it. You know what I mean?
It wasn't that simple, but nothing's ever that simple. I thought it would be.
Ohio paperwork.
If he can do it, I can.
But somebody asked me if you knew you were going to get into all this trouble, would you have still done it? I said, yeah, probably.
Oh, for sure. It's like,
you get something in your head, you keep going, So.
It makes for good stories too down the road.
Yeah, it does.
And then you make something good and you drink it and you forget everything you learned. So.
Yep.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, well, that was my problem is, just kind of measuring with your heart, right? Not weighing things, just kind of dumping, and going. And then you're like, man, that's pretty good. Well, how do I make that?
Yeah, exactly.
How much wheat did I use? I don't know.
Well, enjoy what I got because you ain't getting it again.
Enough.
Right.
I used enough.
Extremely limited release right there.
That's why I make how-to videos. I go back and watch my videos because I don't remember shit. And I'm like, man, all right. I go back and learn myself. Like, oh, that's how I did that.
This guy's a genius.
Yeah, like, man, I don't know. I don't say that stupid shit. Like, I'm far from saying that.
You'll never hear it from me either.
You won't ever hear it.
Never hear us.
Every now and then you'd be like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. Like, that makes it easy and lazy. That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's efficient, not lazy. Just efficient.
You're damn right. I've heard that second person that's told me that. I'm efficient.
There you
go. It's like your mama told you were handsome.
Nah, she didn't lie to me.
She knows better than that.
Yeah. Why lie to me?
To Jesus and Big Easy, right?
That's right. Yeah, you'll get into heaven lying to Jesus and Big Easy. Remember that. That's true.
Once you if you get to move forward and have your tastings and stuff, do you think about maybe doing any kind of flavored vodkas or anything like that? Or you okay?
Yeah, we're looking at RTDs too and everything, but again, that's another separate license, which is another $4,000 a year if you do below the 42 proof. So yeah, we're looking at a bunch of different stuff. Flavored moonshine with real fruit. We got a lot of orchards around here too. So apples, peaches, pears, whatever. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of that stuff, but that's what my wife keeps telling me. Just focus on one thing at a time. We got the irons in the fire. So,
well, the market's kind of wide open though with the RTDs. I feel like these RTDs are hitting everywhere.
Yeah, but from names, you know what I mean? I'm a no name, so are people gonna take a chance? Right. Stick with Truly or High Noon,
Yeah, but hey, you make a good product, man. It'll sell itself, and I bet you make a fantastic product. So,
yep. Well, and that's the thing that I respect distillery starting with a smaller still, because you really get to hone it in, and get used to making the cuts as to where, you start real big and then you go small.
Well, that You didn't start just by pushing a button and letting it do its thing.
Right.
Like you getting your feet wet and learning, and that's respectable when you see a small distillery grinding. You know what I'm saying? Grinding from the beginning, learning the ins and outs. Because I mean, legit, you started like any of us home distillers. You bought you bought a still and you learned how to run it and do your cuts and it ain't no different than Uncle Joey getting a 3-gallon and learning how and then maybe moving up or Matt or if Sean on the show knowing what he's doing and we all learn and so it just but we go down we see Chris Lewis or you go up and you see Lawrence up north it doesn't matter who you walk into it's like when somebody is your kind of people that they put in the work to learn it from the bottom and it's not somebody who doesn't have a clue but they have a distillery. And
you guys ever come across Kyle Hall out in Dayton? Hall Brothers?
Oh yeah. I got a story. I got a story for you.
He's a good dude. He's one that's grinding, putting in the work, man. He's doing it ground up. I mean, All right, what's your story? You gotta come out with it now.
Oh well. Out of respect for Kyle, we'll wait.
After the show, I've never been able to get him open. Like he's right there not far from where I'm from, like right around the corner. But I can never catch him open. So one day,
it's worth the trip if you get over there. He's doing it.
Well, I live there. Like he's in Dayton, right? Right there by Kitty Hawk. I'm from Northridge, which is 5 minets from Kitty Hawk. So,
right on.
He's from my hometown, so. Yeah, well, he's where he's at, right by my hometown.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
One other thing I might mention is that we're doing a Founders Cast program. It's kind of a little bit of a fundraiser, but a different approach to it. That you can kind of pre-buy a barrel, customized barrel for you with either single malt or bourbon, and we're opening it up to other farmers too if they want to use their own corn. So a lot of guys have been bringing me their own corn, and I'll turn around and make them. They give the money up front, so it's kind of like a pre-sale, but it's almost half price of what it would be retail. And they're there from the beginning, all the way through the whole process. They can come fill the barrel if they want, and then at the end, we'll do tastings with them all along the way, so they can see how it changes. Which is something I thought was extremely interesting when I first got into it, is how quick it changes in the barrel. Like from the new make, a day later, you're already picking up some color. It's crazy. So. And then they can come taste it and kind of decide when it's done. And then we'll bottle it for them, put a custom label on for them, and then they can have something that was from their farm. Or if you don't have any grain, it's still something that was custom for you from the beginning.
Yeah, right. You create your own mash bill and you can make it for them. And
we're trying to take advantage of being small, that we're nimble.
Yeah.
We can literally track every single batch because it's so small. So we don't have this massive operation that's got to keep running 24/7. We go batch by batch.
And they're filling full size barrels, correct? You have
they can either do that or full size 53-gallon or a 5-gallon. So a lot of the people have been doing the smaller ones because it goes.
Most people are like, 5 gallons enough to last me a while.
Yeah.
We ain't Uncle Joey and Mac. You know what I'm saying? We don't need a 53.
I've heard. What am I going to do with 260 bottles of whiskey?
Hey, I know what I'm gonna do with it.
I mean, drink it, obviously.
So is it like different costs for different grain bills, or like do you have like a rough what it would cost for 5 gallons?
So the 5 gallons are $1,000 up front, and you'll be close to about 2,000 retail when you're done.
Okay.
But when the 53s are 10,000 up front with the retail value of about 26,000 depending at the end. So we're about in that range. And it always differs, depending on what final proof you want. How much you get. But it's customized, so you can make it strictly for you, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Proof,
there's so many bourbon groups out there now. So in a sense, a bourbon group could come to you, purchase one of that, and then they would have their own barrel with their own label, and they could put their little sticker on the back, so it would be their own. Hell yeah, man!
Anybody, any business,
absolutely,
retirement gift for somebody, or just a bunch of buddies want to get together.
Yeah,
you can shoot up there and have your liquor made and put it in a bottle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, And we're putting brass nameplates on the barrels, and you get to keep the empty barrel when you're done too. And it took a lot of phone calls with the state to make sure this was all legal. So I got that all worked out. It'll be legal.
Hell yeah.
That would be neat for a company to do that. Pass it out to their employees. And
I got a couple for their Christmas parties coming up. You know, they're gonna, not this Christmas, but next Christmas, they're gonna give out customized bourbon bottles. So
nice. Do a 5-gallon, sticks 12 months on your palate choice, and you're ready to go. A cup of cheese, you got your 5 gallons of your personal liquor that some people don't make it home, or they're unsure, unwilling, and big business. Like, dude, that's legit, man. A couple grand go make you 5 gallons of bourbon. How can you beat that?
And that's the other. Obviously, some other people are doing this too. But once we get open and are allowed to sell out of our own bottle shop, we can sell some new make and an empty barrel, and you can go home and age your own on your own shelf. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
let it sit.
I'm aging mine right there. Yeah.
You're like, damn, what happened to all my liquor, man? That damn Angel share took all my liquor.
Angel share.
The little spigot's too easy to turn, so by the time it's ready, it's gone.
Yeah, you look in the mirror like it was you, the damn devil, that took all this liquor. You're like, yeah. You smirk and put hot sauce on your burrito at 3 a.m. and eat it anyways,
he'll be like, let me try this, and pour, a whole glass full.
Especially when it gets to that sweet spot, then you want to share it. Hey, try this. Hey, try it. Next thing you know,
like you may have been there once or twice.
That's my problem. Like, I make something fantastic. Like, I want everybody to try it, because a smile on your face is worth way more than $1 in my pocket. I don't care about making no money. Like, this ain't for money. This ain't for money. This is for love, passion. I just want to create and hopefully in the future, all the hard work you put in now leads to, us getting together, or, being able to open a distillery, or just something awesome later on down the road. We're all just trying to bide our time with a hobby that you don't involve us, doing super crazy shit. We get bored. We get bored and things hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get bored watching a drip, drip, drip. You get enamored. And you're just like, oh yeah. It's different. Like,
no, it's good, man. I'd say I'm as enamored or as in love with distilling as I was with malt when I first started, and still am. It's just creating something, out of something we grew at the field, instead of just shipping it off and putting it in a bin with everybody else's and getting a check and leaving. You're malting it, you're cleaning it, you're bagging it, you're taking care of it and watching it and creating something from it. It's really worth it.
You're beating what a 2x4.
And be real. You're doing the part that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah. Everybody wants to drink. Nobody wants to work.
No, everybody wants to buy it already done. The grain.
Right.
Yeah. But that's the part that's enjoyable too. I do enjoy it. As many headaches as it is, I do enjoy it when it comes down to it. So.
I mean, if you like that rum taste, Jeff, if you like that rum taste, then why not? I'm always why not? Do it.
So what do you do with your barrels after you use them so many times? Do you sell them, or do you just keep them for yard art, or
do you reuse them to make a whiskey from, or are you just like, oh, I'm going to make a bourbon and then I'm done? I don't care about making whiskey.
I tried that. I bought some used ones from Watershed, the single-use bourbon barrels from them to do our single malt in, because it doesn't have to be new oak for single malt, and put it in a big barrel for a year, and it didn't do hardly anything. So I just, like you said, experiment, trial and error. So I think I'm probably going to switch to new barrels for everything from now on, and then probably sell the used ones. It just takes too long, and for me, I don't have that kind of time, with the used barrel especially.
You'd have to let it sit twice as long to get the get flavor, because you already used so much of it. So
I did that on purpose. I put the single malt in there and left it for a year. Didn't touch it. I'm like, nope, I'm going to wait a year, and we're going to be at least halfway there, right? And I pulled it out, and it was almost new make. I was like, oh my god, this did nothing. So we're probably going to go to new wood from now on. But yeah, we'll sell them. That's the other thing. Out of our bottle shop, we're going to sell our flour and cookies and some plants and the whole farm type store.
Right.
Farm
Everything.
So yeah, of course we'll have some used barrels for decoration or beer or whatever you want to use them for.
So do
A lot of
you
brewers are using the barrels too now.
do you have as far as yeast go, do you use like a one size fits all, or do you kind of have a yeast for this, a yeast for that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we started with another guy distilling with us, so I kind of went off of everything he was doing. So we're still in that part, but it's just that the whiskey is the USW6. I do like the little apple flavor it gives, at least when it's aging. Not so much when it's done. It doesn't really come through in the flavor and the finish, but in the barrel it smells great. And then just the daddy yeast for the vodka, the nice clean yeast without any flavor. So that's what we're using right now. But yeah, I'm always open to experimenting around. So
that's the beauty of this, man. You can, I know when you're a business, it's a little different, but you can.
I use bread yeast on everything.
Yeah, your options.
I put bread yeast on my fruit. I don't care. I like how it finishes. I like everything about it. I'll use daty, lava, and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, man, I'll put bread yeast on anything and let it.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't get it too high,
right
over 10%, you're.
We don't get high around here, anyways.
No.
Fruits are around 8%, grains are around 10. We're chasing flavor, not proof. So and that's. I think a lot of people when they start out, they're chasing proof. Like I want 190. I want 180. It's like I don't. I want 140, 145, maybe.
That was a learning curve. I had a hard time kicking.
It's everybody. Like we get into
learn how to do that. You don't want to let go of it, but you start making crap.
Yeah,
and too high proof. You're talking.
Yeah.
It just certain things it can rob your flavor. And it's too strong and it just robs so much flavor from you sometimes.
Unless you're out to make vodka.
Right, correct.
Oh, that's different. Yeah, right.
But with infusers and stuff nowadays, you can really get more flavors into those top end jars, which really helps balance your whole run out and put more nose and aromas and flavors into them. So there's definitely a lot of things that have happened with thumpers that have come to the forefront that we can really do to put in a lot more flavor than we used to. Like you said, Matt. Early on, it's like, man, these jars suck because it's just high proof. You're not really getting any flavor. So, Chris, you want to ferment cold lager yeast. I see a lot of distillers use lager yeast. Home distillers use lager yeast to ferment when it's cold as shit outside. And you said it's 9 months. You could also try aquarium heaters, barrel bands. Heater mats, like pretty much just building a box with insulation in it, putting your barrels in it. The heat from that will help warm itself at the same time, so you don't have to pump heat. You could put a little computer fan and a small heater and blow some heat into the box. So if you live where it's cold a lot, I recommend building a mash box to put your barrels in. So
we use little seed mats, those heated seed mats that you put under your grow units or whatever. We wrap those around the fermenters and keep a little heat on.
So you can use those IBC tote heaters too. They work pretty well.
IBC.
Well, that's what I've heard.
You could live inside one of those. It is amazing. But hey, Jeff, I look at it like this when it comes to 5 or 20 gallons. Wife always wished she'd have got the bigger one. So if you buy a 5, you'll wish you got a 20.
Yeah,
that's right.
In the price points are, it's about double for a 20 over a 5, but it's 4 times the liquor. You know what I'm saying? So I would recommend just get the 20. Be glad you did. You'll never wish.
Well,
nobody who buys a 20 never wishes they bought a 5.
You can run 5 gallons in a 20, but you can't run 20 in a 5.
You damn not safely, but you can. You can. Say it's
even if you had it, you just make sure you paste it up, and you'll be all right.
Hey, you can ferment anything. You can ferment in an old brute trash can if you want, bro. You can ferment in anything. You can open air ferment. You can ferment in anything you desire. If it'll hold liquid, you can ferment in it.
Yeah.
So you ain't just we ain't making wine. We're making liquor. So,
as long as it's not bananas all the way to the top.
Oh yeah, make sure you got headspace, or you're going to pay the price. Or
just detail.
don't accidentally seal the container and open it up. It'll spray you. It's bad times. So headspace, permit anything you want. You'll be all right, man. Just remember, dude, always, it'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be all right. Just do it, man. And if you fail, who cares? Try again. That's how we learn. So
yeah, just don't tell your friends. You'll never live it down.
Dude, look, anytime I make a mistake, I trip over my own feet to go to the group chat. I'm like, dude, guess what I did? Guess what I did? And I think some people feel like, no, he's making this shit up. But no, that happens. I happen. You know, I'm one of a kind, baby. Accept me for who I am or find a different friend.
He ain't lying.
Right.
So there was a hole saw incident one day, and I was worried we were.
Yeah, I about cut my balls off on a hole saw once. It was terrible.
I'm like, don't send pictures, no pictures.
I was driving to the hospital 100 miles an hour, holding my shit, waiting to get pulled over to be like, bro, my junk's bleeding. Take me to the hospital. And it was terrible. That's a different story too. So
anyway, back to Matt.
Get us back on track. See, I got us off track. Get us back on track.
So did you? So we talked about your relationship with breweries. So was your relationship with breweries first, and then distilleries, or were you dealing grains to a little bit of everybody, or how was that?
Yeah.
How did that whole thing come into play?
I started this in about 2014, 15, around in there. So yeah, I was primarily brewers. That's when they were all exploding and they were just popping up everywhere.
North
so that's
Grove City.
Yep. Oh yeah. Grove City's still one of my best customers. That dude, Trevor's awesome. But yeah, that's where we started. He was actually one of my first customers too. But we had some under-modified malt by mistake. I told him it was on purpose, but he knows the truth. It wasn't. It was a mistake. But he step mashed it and made some good beer out of it. So we've been there ever since. Yeah.
That was me. I burnt that down. You're right. I happened, man. You know. Hell, my first time running with Sean, I had to call him at work. Like, hey, bro, I broke the drain off the thumper. He's like, how? And I was like, bro, just from here on out, just tell me you got something to fix it. And he's like, there's a drain over here. Can you get? I already got it out, man. We're good to go. Like, I happen. It's all right. It'll be all right.
So, how many breweries do you think you deal with there, Matt?
We probably work with 50 or 60 total around the state. Probably 20 or maybe 30 or, good returning customers all the time, good or core customers. Our problem's production, to be honest. We can't produce enough, which is a good problem to have, but it's still a problem. So we're trying to get more efficient. Once we get everything under the same roof, we'll get a lot more efficient with the same equipment and be able to hopefully double or maybe triple our production. So really looking forward to that. But yeah, a lot of them been with me from the beginning and made some good beer out of just okay malt, but we learned and changed, and now we're making pretty good malt. So they've been longtime customers.
Now, do you still do hops?
They are still alive. Let's put it that way. I don't take care of them. I don't spray them.
Is that a whole different growing process on those?
Oh yeah. It's they're just
like a vine. They gotta grow up on like.
And the reason I ask, I go all back roads to where I work. And I was going through one day in a different way, and here's these poles and these lines way off the ground. I'm like, the hell is that?
About 20 foot, probably.
And I figured out it's hops.
Have you ever seen them grow tomatoes indoors? They grow them on long strings, and then they just lower them as the tomatoes ripen to be able to pick them off. And that's what hops reminds me of. They grow up and they're just all over the place.
They'll grow from
it's really neat if you've never seen them. The setup, it's neat.
Very.
I thought you were going to tomato pie, Easy.
Oh, I'm waiting. I only got to wait till I got 2 months. I got 2 months. It's October 11th. I get tomato pie.
They're about to explode.
That's right. If Hank don't eat them all.
So do you handle any business outside of Ohio? Was all your clientele inside of Ohio?
Pretty much in Ohio, because we deliver everything ourselves, so we stay within the state. Nice. We have done. I mean, our pricing structure is based on that. Us delivering it, not paying any shipping fees, so we're doing that. we have ventured outside the state. A couple of people contacted me and said they'd pay the shipping, and the shipping was almost as much as the malt. So, if they want to pay it, that's fine, but that's just not economic. So we pretty much stay with inside the state.
Good call, Chris. It's real oily when you try to distill beer with hops in it. I've done enough beer, IPAs, just out of curiosity, and I got it. Why not do it to know that I will never run beer for alcohol. It tastes terrible, and you have to run it so much to get it neutral and palatable. Not my deal, but you know what I'm saying? Give it a try. Let it decarb a lot. Just let it go flat. It's probably going to get an infection on it. Scoop it off, or it'll eat your alcohol.
Scooby.
Just don't do it.
Have you ever considered running a gin at all, or are you just sticking with the? Are you? Is that in the works?
That's probably our next product we're going to do. And I want to
already running high proof, but might as well,
I know. I want to do it right and get a gin basket, not just put extract in there, but actually run it through the gin basket. And
absolutely,
I'd ideally like to have a. Here's my dream. I don't know if we'll get there, but have a botanical garden outside the distillery, so we can have our base gin, and then if you want to come out and pick your own botanicals, whatever you want, and we'll throw them in the gin basket and run it right there for you.
Hey, botanicals are big, man. I saw a lot of botanicals around the country because people can't get them. You know, they're just like, oh, you can get this. You got all this stuff in one place, and I'd be willing to bet that if you do get there, you open up your market to online sales. People all over the country, and people out of the country will pay extra shipping.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're sitting on about 100 acres, so I'd like to do a lot of different things out here. So
one step at a time.
That's right. One thing at a time. See, I'm getting ahead of myself again.
Hey, we all that's what keeps us going. We got more stuff we want to do, so we have to get this done now to make sure that we have time before the Lord comes calling, and I'm not physically able to do it anymore. So I got to work hard to do this.
So, that's right. Yep. Enjoy today, right? That's right. Nobody knows when that day is.
Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a good time. Sometimes you got to call off work to hang out. Work will always be there, man. We won't always be here. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, one of us are going to be gone, and then the other. But what's still going to be there? That job.
Yeah, you got that right. You got that right.
It's a little different when you got your own place. Like Matt, you're grinding your own. That's a little that's 100%. In order for that to be there, you got to be there. But you got work. You got a regular job. Man, don't be afraid to take some time off. Spend it with your family, your friends. Go on a trip. Go hang out for the weekend. Money's money. It'll be there. You'll be able to make it. So.
Oh, you still. Same with here. You can't even relax in your own house when you got a distillery right behind you. Man, I got to get out there. But,
right.
So I can
it's in your mind.
Outside the state. You've got more than just a distillery. You've got several businesses. You've got the brew farm. I know you've talked about your wife has a business. You've got several things going, and it sounds like you're going to have it all right in one spot. Your future is have everything right there on your property, and that's awesome, man.
Right. That's what we're looking for, and really still rooted, if it's cliche, rooted in the soil. You know what I mean? It all comes from agriculture. That's kind of the angle I'm coming at this whole thing with. Everything comes from agriculture, so that we're trying to prove that point. I feel like a lot of people get disconnected. You've heard the infamous, why do we need farms? We have grocery stores. Well, I'm trying to show why we need farms.
No, that's absolutely awesome, and you're right here, not too far from us. So you're within. We can reach out and touch you. So we're definitely going to have to plan a trip, and I want to come see what you got going on up here.
Oh yeah,
that sounds good, man. Yeah.
Do we have to wait for you to be open to show us around? Or we're just friends?
Yeah, we're just hanging out.
We're just hanging out. We're just friends.
That's right.
So just some fun.
What do you got? BYOL, right? Bring your own liquor.
Yeah.
So we have a fella, Gordon Shiner. He keeps talking about 4-H kids. I'm not 100% sure what he's talking about. So Gordon, if you could elaborate a little more, and save me the time of looking it up, I would greatly appreciate you. That way I could share. You know what I'm saying?
The 4-H program in high schools, they do that where they do basically any kind of agriculture product. Might not even have to be agriculture, but it's high school kids.
Yeah.
Okay, and it come out, and he said something about picking your corn, or the botanical side, just getting them to
to do the labor. Is what he's saying.
Do the labor as it's learning, Sean. It's learning. I guess I'm learning. Hey, I'm learn when you're just a lonely still hand. So we're just learning. Give them experience. You never know what they're going to get into or fall in love with. You might sprout some new farmers just by them being able to come out during that program. So.
Well, being up in Marysville, I'm sure you've probably got a good agricultural program in the school system up there. So it might be something to reach into. Yeah, absolutely.
It's doing great. Yeah, it's doing great things up here. So, yep. A lot of people interested. So just want to be another avenue, another avenue for agriculture. So.
Yeah, you're just trying to spread your love and what you do. You're just trying to keep it alive, keep it going, just like we're just trying to pass on what we do to our kids or grandkids and just show them what we do. We're all just trying to leave our own small little legacy for our family to remember us for a few generations
or anybody that wants to learn.
Right. Just like Sean's got the Still Talking 101 class going. You can hop in that institute, learn how to make liquor real simple. He approached me about putting on online virtual classes, one-on-one live, so you can ask questions. Like, hell yeah, man, I'm built for that. Let's do it. Hey, I ain't got to leave my house, and I get to, reach all these people at one time. Like, I'm about that. I think it makes stuff easy. People don't have to come into your home and be part of a MASH class to learn. It's more than just watching a video, taking notes. It's going to be set up just like this to where
interactive. You can talk to people.
Yeah. Like so you four be watching me make a banana brandy or peach brandy that time, and I just start from the beginning and I show you what I'm doing, and if you got a question, you ask like, what are you doing this? Why did you add that? And then and for a few hours we just sit and make mash, and you take notes and you learn, and hell, you can make your own mash at the same time while you're doing it. So if you run into problems like, hey, I had this happen, like, oh, just do this, it'll be all right. You're going if you're going to hear it'll be all right a lot. It will be. It will be. Don't put so much into it.
It's something that's second nature to you. You can do it with your eyes closed, but to other people, it's like the small little tip just opens up a whole door for them.
And reassuring people like, dude, what you're doing is fine. You make a little mistake, it's fine. Like, and that goes a long way. Also, just letting people know, like, bro, it's gonna be all right. Like, don't put so much into it. It's a video of a sticky note. That's
dude, yeah.
Oh, that's classic.
Towards the end, we get a little shit showy and we just start shooting shit and having a good time. So, but before we get too far gone, man, I really appreciate you giving us time and coming out, man, and hanging out with us for an hour. And just
thank you.
Telling us why. Yep, Sean Bounce. Tell us why you love what you do, man, and it's it's a pleasure, man. And it's a pleasure to hear you speak. And we hope you all the best when you do finally get your distillery open. We would love to have you back to promote the opening. And if you can give us a hard open date and we can make it work, we will come up and celebrate your opening with you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You're close. So
we're eyeing that November 4th election, whenever that is. If we're on that ballot, that's what we gotta pass first. So hopefully soon after that.
Good luck. If there's anything we can do for you, let us know.
I appreciate it.
And like I said, we would love to come. When you do finally get your doors open and just come. We all make videos and share, and maybe we'll bring some guys around you who didn't know you was there into your distillery, and they get to try your product, and now they're hooked, and then they buy your stuff from the store over that top shelf shit that's mass made and isn't great. So, and guys in this game, man, we know when we taste a quality product. So keep doing what you're doing. And again, man, thank you so much for being here tonight.
I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thanks,
Matt. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna let y'all go. We had you here for over an hour. Y'all have a good night. If you want to shoot the shit, stay around for a few minutes. We got a little backstage story to tell you. So it's gonna be good. All right. Y'all have a great night. We'll be back next week with
Big Beard and Stillwell.
Oh, Big Beard and Stillwell next week, man. If you don't know who Big Beard and Stillwell is, man, they're
good guys.
They got into the Shining game a couple years ago, man, and they're great fellers, bro. And I really look forward to having them on next week. So It's going to be a great time, and we got some Uncle Joey piece of shit stories coming next week also. So it's going to be a good time. Matt, you should join in and just give us a watch Monday. You'll be glad you did. So.
There's going to be some laughs, I guarantee you.
Hey, y'all got any questions, man? You got questions about the Still Talking Institute created by Sean? Shoot Sean a message. You got questions about making liquor? Any of us, man. Give us a message. We're down. We're down to talk liquor 24/7.
Yep.
So y'all have a great time. We wouldn't be here without y'all. So thank you so much. We'll talk to y'all next week. Y'all take care.